What up, Winbush here, and I've always struggled to get high fidelity textures whenever I'm building out my own 3D scan library. Like, I've been building out a PBR material library and a 3D model library, and whenever I do my 3D scans, I get like these really nice 3D meshes, but the textures are always kind of booty, right? Like they always leave a lot to be desired, but I think I found my new secret weapon thanks to my buddy Ross. He showed me this at SIGGRAPH, but Topaz Gigapixel. It really stepped up when I'm able to do it my 3D scans. Like if we look right here, right? I scan this roll that I got from the Cheesecake Factory. If I come over and swirl this around, you can see that's a pretty nicely dense 3D model that was scanned, right? But let me come over here to the texture. Like that, it's okay, but it's not really that good, especially if you want to use it for like gaming or even any type of 3D rendering. Like the textures just aren't really holding up. But let me come over here. This is inside of Cinema 4D, so this is rendered inside of Redshift. The secret to this is I used Topaz Gigapixel to be exact, to be able to upscale this texture right here, and I redefined it to be able to have something that's photorealistic like that. And I've been doing this for all my 3D scans. Like I did an everything bagel. This is my original scan. With Gigapixel, I used redefine, where it does this creative interpretation of what it thinks you want, and you can put prompts in there too. So that's how I was able to get that. I even did like a hostess snack cake, which I think turned out really well. Like this turned out way better than I thought it was going to be. And then also I got from Little Tokyo, I got this taiyaki fish, which this is the original one down here. But with Topaz Gigapixel, I was able to reinterpret it to be able to get something really nice that I could use. And for everybody watching out there, I'm going to be teaming up with Pixel Labs so that I'll give these 3D models out to everybody absolutely free. So everything that you saw me do with Topaz Gigapixel, I'm going to give that to you so you can use it in your own client work as well. And also make sure you check in the description down below, because for a limited time, I'm going to have some discounts for y'all if you want to try out anything in the Topaz library. I think I'm going to start showing you Topaz Gigapixel using this right here. So I'm going to take my UV texture that I built inside of Cinema 4D, just click and drag that into my viewport here. And just looking at it, you can see how low rent everything is right here. Like it's not really a good 3D scan at all. But thankfully with Gigapixel, we can reinterpret this into something that's actually usable. So over on my right-hand side, you can see that we have a ton of these different models on here. And I can run these both locally and you can run them on the cloud. Like I'm running my Dell T2 Tower right now, which I have a Blackwell GPU. So I can run it locally and get this done pretty fast. But if you don't have like a beefy system, down here where it says cloud render, you can actually hit this button and send it to the cloud, and it would tell you how long it's going to take beforehand. But let's jump into redefine creative. And this is going to allow me to work with this model to get something really nice. But before I do that, where it says upscale, I'm going to put this at 1x, because for right now, we're just going to do it at 4K. For my final output, I did it at 8K. But if you want this to work pretty fast, you're going to want to do it at your original scale first, get what you need, and then you can upscale it from there, because depending on how big you upscale it, that's how long it's going to take to interpret it. So let's start with maybe going to medium. And my texture level is all the way here at 5. And down here where it says image description, this is where we could put our text prompt in. That's going to tell it exactly what we want to interpret here. So I already had this saved out, but I said this is an everything bagel that is topped with garlic flakes, white onion flakes, poppy seeds, sesame seeds, and kosher salt. And so if I come down here to the bottom right, if I send this to the cloud, you can see that it's going to take 1 minute, but I can run this locally like I was saying. So we're going to hit preview image, and me running it locally, it looks like it's only going to take about a minute anyway. And as you can see, it took a little bit over a minute. So I'm going to hit done, and you can already see the fidelity of the texture in here. I mean, this is pretty dope, right? Like you can see we have the poppy seeds in here. We have the garlic flakes, like everything is looking pretty good. So let me come down here to where we have like this little stripe bar, and this is where we can compare it left and right. So if I slide this over to my left, this is going to be what we got done with Gigapixel. And if I slide it over to my right, this is going to be our original texture. So you can already see the night and day difference. And this was using the medium model. So the way that these models go is if you leave it at low, it's going to try to keep it as close to your texture that you put in there as possible. But if you bring it all the way up to max, you're basically saying like, go ahead and run with it and interpret it any way that you want, which let's look at max. Let's put it up to max, and we're going to see what the difference does. So I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to update my entire image, and we're going to see exactly how this has changed out. And even though that one said it was going to take about 2 minutes, it actually did it in about a minute and a half, which isn't too bad. Like I said, I have a pretty beefy Dell system here. But if I scroll in, again, this is my original. And this is what the interpretation is. So you can see how it really went wild. This is probably something that I'm not going to be able to use. Like I could take it and I could throw it on my 3D model just so we could see it. But this might have went a little bit too far, even though if we push in, we can see that it's pretty detailed in there. Like you can see all the seeds and everything. But I think for what I wanted, I think maybe medium was probably the best one. But you can see how nice of the fidelity that you could get inside your texture. So all you need is really like a nice UV on your 3D scan, and then you're able to go through and just run crazy with it. But let me save this one out just so we can see what it looks like on our 3D model. So I'm going to come down here to export, and I'm just going to leave this one at 4K, and I'm going to put it in this original folder right here under suffix. I could just put Topaz _ tutorial. You could put a prefix in there as well if you want, but I'm going to put everything else as default. And this is the new texture that we just got out of Topaz. I'm going to left click, drag this into here, and I'm just going to connect it, bring the roughness up so we don't need it shiny. Now I'm just going to click and drag it onto my model here. And this is just a tip. If you want to see it nice inside your viewport here, if I come over down here to where it says viewport, and then right here where it says texture size, I'm going to bring it up to 4K because that's the size of the texture that we saved out. And now you can see it in all its fidelity. So they're both actually pretty nice, but you can see where you can maybe get some variety out of this as well. Like if you had a basket full of bagels, you could run it through Topaz Gigapixel, use your same model, and just do a bunch of different like texture scans on there and come out with some really cool stuff. But I think I like this one better, so I'll leave both of these in a pack that I'm going to give away for free. You have absolutely carte blanche to use either of them if you want, but you can see the power of Topaz Gigapixel for whenever I'm doing my 3D scans. Now using it for my 3D scans is just a small portion of what I've been using it for. Now for building out PBR materials, I went hiking because it was raining outside. I took some photos of mud and grass and other things out there in nature, and even though I used my cell phone to take it, they still come in a little bit blurry, but I was able to bring it into Topaz Gigapixel, redefine it, and have it as something I could use inside of Unreal Engine. So this is the texture that I was able to get. Like if I push in, you can see where it's kind of ghosting and blurry. That's because I made it tileable as well, but we could easily fix this with Topaz Gigapixel. But instead of using redefine creative, I'm going to redefine realistic because this is a realistic texture that I'm trying to do. So right here, I'm going to left click on this, and we can add a subtitle if you want. Like if you just wanted to do its thing, you could just go down there and hit preview, but I'm going to add a subtitle. So I'm just going to say grass texture sharp. I'm going to put this up to about 8K. And instead of running this locally, I'm going to put this on the cloud just so you can see that process as well. So down here in the lower right hand corner where it says cloud render, I'm going to left click on this. And you can see that it swooped all the way over here to the left. And now we have this cloud queue. If I left click on this, it's going to give us a status update in which it said it was only going to take a little bit under 2 minutes. So this should go fairly fast. So once that's done, I would say download it, and you could look over here on the right hand side where it says AB. So this is where we could do the AB comparison. So I'm going to click on this. And it's going to open it up inside the web browser, in which right now we're looking side by side. But if I come down here to the slider view, this is where we can actually slide it over and see it. So let me pull in here. I think that does a pretty good job, especially in the ghosting area. Like this is where, you know, we were trying to offset the blur on there to make it tileable. But if I scroll it over, you can see that it actually made it really, really sharp in here. And even looking at like these wet leaves down here, this was taken with my phone, and this is what we got outputted. And just for fun, I ran it through Redefine Creative because I wanted to see what it would do if it actually interpreted it based off my prompt. And just looking at the left and right of this, so this is what it interpreted as. And on the left-hand side, this was the original. So it made it extremely sharp, in which that's what I asked for, right? I said grass texture sharp. It even left some of the leaves in here as well. Like if I scroll it over where we have this original leaf right here, you can see this is the original one, and this is the interpretation of it. So I like how it left some of the leaves in there, but where we had some of the ghosting, it made it extremely sharp and just put the grass in there. So I'm still getting remnants of my original texture in there, which is always nice, but it's giving us something a lot more usable that would look nice inside of a 3D environment. Now you can already see why this has become my favorite programs that I've been using lately, because I've been able to take like my subpart textures and really up the ante and really come out with some really dope stuff. But there's one more feature that I want to show you, because this is actually something that I'm working on for my arcade. Like I have my marquee at the top, right, where you see that Sega logo. I want to print out like this marquee that has all the different video game logos on there, which I got from my buddy Dan. Shout out to Dantron. But you know, when he sent it over, the fidelity of the image was really, really low res. With Topaz Bloom, I was able to upscale it by a lot, and it's going to make it printable, so I could take it to like Office Depot, print it out, and put it on my arcade. So unlike Gigapixel, which you see right here, Bloom, you can only use inside the web browser. So that means that you're going to be using the cloud computing to upscale everything. So right here, I'm going to click on launch. And let me just show you some examples of what I was working on before. So before I show you my arcade setup, I'm going to double click on this one because this is a blurry render of this castle, right? Like this is probably rendered out about like 720p, I want to say, but I was able to upscale it by 2. And I didn't even need prompts or anything. And this is the type of results that we got. So with this image, you see on the left-hand side, that was the original render. On the right-hand side, that's it upscaled. So you can see exactly what's going to happen. Now with my logos that I want to put on my arcade, everything's going to be text. Let me go back and let's try that one. So I'm going to take that banner. I'm going to left click and just drag it here into my web browser. And you can already see, like, this is the original image. Like, all the logos are extremely low rent and low textured. But if I come down here to the new model that they have called Wonder 2, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to upscale this because right now it's 2048 by 896, which, you know, that's okay. But you can already see, like, that's not really that high quality there. So I'm just going to up it up by, like, let's say even 4. Because I do want to send this out to a printer to have it printed out properly. So let me hit process. And we're going to see the results here in a moment. Now, the resolution that we're looking at right now is 8192 by 3584, which is going to be more than enough to get it printed out. But you can already see the fidelity of it. It's like, look, especially right at the Sega logo, when I swirl it over to the right, that's highly legible. Like when I look over on the left-hand side, like how pixelated and compressed this is. And this did a really nice job of making everything legible. Now, the one caveat I will say, like if I look under Gremlin, you can see that it's extremely small. So, you know, I did a good job trying to interpret this on what it is, but the text underneath it, like it doesn't know what it says. So it kind of just made stuff up. Like right there, if we look at the original photo, there's no way that that's even legible to begin with. So I can see why it didn't put the proper text in there, which I'm going to clean this up anyway. I'll probably just end up taking this out and leaving the bigger logos in there. But if I look at like Sega, Neo Geo, the Atari, Capcom, Taito, like all these logos that I really wanted on there, these came out extremely clean. I just have to do a little bit of cleanup on some of these other logos. But other than that, this is going to be ready for print. And I can't wait to put this on my arcade. Now, I want to say big shout out to Ross because when he originally showed me Topaz Gigapixel when we're there at SIGGRAPH, the light bulb went off in my head because I was like, hey, you know, I stopped 3D scanning there for a while because I just wasn't getting the type of textures that I wanted. And I was tired of going through and painting everything in Substance Painter. But once I started doing my own test and running it through Gigapixel, and the world is my oyster because I could just go through and come up with a whole plethora of different textures. And like I said at the top of the video, all those 3D models that I was working on with the 3D scans that I was manipulating the textures with Gigapixel, I'm going to be teaming up with the Pixel Labs to give it away absolutely free. So make sure you check me out on my social medias or even here on YouTube for the link to that. That's going to be coming up in a day or two. And then also I'm teaming up with Topaz to give you a discount on some of this stuff as well. So make sure you check us out in the descriptions or my posts, anywhere that you might see me. I'm going to be giving those links out so you can take full advantage of that. And until next time, stay fresh, keep creating, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see you soon. Take care.